Good morning to you. Good slash afternoon, even. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're in the best of health, best of wealth. Hope you're being the best version of yourself you could possibly be. Welcome to my channel, guys. Joey Barnett TV. Hope everyone's doing well, as I keep saying. I think I might be going a bit senile in my old age. Not really, but yeah, I do genuinely hope everyone's doing well in life, especially all my followers. And thanks to all those that just landed onto my channel. I hope you enjoy my content. I've got such more content to bring to my channel yet. Stories what I haven't told on my channel yet, and I'm keeping them all back. I have done quite a few different podcasts. Been on Sean Atwood's a couple of times, I think 3 times. Told my story. Numerous other platforms. Been on TV. Just about everywhere, really. To be totally honest with you, the main reason why I tell my story is to inspire people and deter people away from committing crime and taking drugs. I'm living proof here right now to let you know, guys, that taking drugs and committing crimes is not the way to go. It leads to many different things, misery, pain, loss. Sometimes you lose your family when you're in jail. You lose your missus when you're in jail. She cheats on you. There's so many negative things about being negative in life. So yeah, the light always outshines the dark, by the way. But that's how it should be anyway. But yeah, I mean, I didn't start changing my life until I was in my 40s, so I can't preach for anyone. I can't have a go at anyone if you're up to a little bit of skullduggery. But what I can say is sooner or later you will get your collar felt, and it'll all come crashing down on you, despite what you're doing. If it's a criminal, if it's anything to do with crime and being a criminal. Yeah, guys, I'm 57 years of age, and yeah, look pretty well. I feel pretty well. I go to work, I've got good people around me, and everything is nice around me. I don't have no darkness around me. I don't have any drug users around me. I don't have any criminals around me. I completely changed my circle of friends. I moved out of the area. Well, we done that in the 1980s. My family moved out of London and moved up to a place called West Sussex, Littlehampton. So I've got all my family around Littlehampton and all the surrounding areas of West Sussex. I've still got family in London, what I do visit now and then, but I don't really like going back down there, to be totally honest with you, because it's not the same place. It's completely changed since I was a child anyway. But yeah, it was nice being brought up around Tooting, Misherman Street. I mean, I've got many stories, guys. Anyway, what I'm going to have a little chat with you about now is inmates that get lengthy prison sentences that get sentenced at a Crown Court, get a long sentence, and then they go into jail, pull the nutty card, act a bit off key, and then they get sent to hospitals for an easier ride. Now, back in the day, I don't know whether things have changed a lot or not now, but back in the day, what happened was with inmates were getting lengthy sentences. They couldn't handle their bird. They realised that going to a nutty hospital would be an easier ride for them, because when you go to them places like Broadmoor, Rampton, when you go to these gaffs, you're treated like a patient and not an inmate. So that's the difference. There's a lot more freedom in there. They play bingo, they have disco nights, and it's a lot easier ride than doing bird in jail. But what happened was back in the day was this. Now, I'll give you a quick story. So basically, I met a guy in Parkhurst in 1999, and he was a lifer. He'd done 17 years, and actually he was a tattooist, and he was the one who learnt me how to do tattoos. He just got sent back from Broadmoor after being there going backwards and forwards for a few times, and he come onto the wing, and yeah, he was a tattooist, so learnt me the tricks of the trade. But he was only there for a few months, and then decided that he'd had enough and wanted to go back to hospital. So he pulled a few stunts with the screws, acted a little bit nutty, and bang, he went back to Broadmoor. So he told me quite a lot of information. And what happened was, well, I keep saying that, but what happened was back in the day, if you got a prison sentence so say you go to court and you plead insanity. When the judge asks you what you plead, not guilty or guilty, you know, these some people plead insanity, and they get sent back to prison, and they get assessed by psychologists, psychiatrists, and all the rest of the shrinks, and after the assessment, it's up to the courts, or the prison actually. It's up to either of them where he goes, or if he stays in prison, or if he goes to an hospital. Now, if you got sentenced to prison, let's say 15 years straight sentence from a Crown Court, and you've done a few months of your sentence, and you decided that you wanted to go to one of his nutty hospitals, then you started doing off-key things and you got sent to the hospital. Now, when you get sent to a nutty hospital from prison, your prison sentence stops. So basically, if you're in there for 2 years in the hospital, that 2 years what you're in there for stops. And when you go back to jail, you've got to catch up with them 2 years and do it. So the prison system quickly got onto that and realised that people were pulling that card just to get an easier ride. So they stopped it and they put that into place. Whereas if you go to hospital, your prison sentence will stop until you go back to prison. Then you've got to go back and finish your sentence off. I don't really know too much about, well, I do. So, for instance, the other day, that animal, I'm not even going to mention his name because I've done a few videos on him. He got 52 years sent to prison. Yes, he was sent to prison. Now, what will happen is he will get assessed in there by a psychiatrist, psychologist. He will act a nutty card. He'll pull the nutty card, and then he will go to hospital. So it's different for people like him because he knows he ain't never going to get out of jail again. So for him, going to hospital is a really, really easy ride for him, and in his mind, the best thing to do. But yeah, the longer he goes into a hospital, the better for us guys, really, because all the time he's in that hospital, his prison sentence stops. Now, I'm hearing loads of different crap all over social media that he's been done, he's been served up, and he was in strange ways, and now he's in Parkhurst. It's all propaganda. It's all crap. It really is crap. He will be under heavy surveillance. He will be on suicide watch. So every 20 minutes, the screws have got to go to his door, open his flap up, and check him to make sure he hasn't committed suicide. So all that crap on social media about, and a screw unlocked a few inmates' doors, asked them if they wanted to go for a walk, and they went into his cell and done him. That's all crap because, his cell door wouldn't be open because if his cell door does get left open, let's say, and that did happen, that officer, that screw, is made to be liable for the attack on this animal. So no screws will let that happen. There's only one way, or actually there's a few ways where an inmate will catch up with him. Now, that's when he goes to library, or he goes to education, he goes to the gym, when he goes off of the wing, yeah, whether he's with a screw or not, or two screws or not, as soon as someone sees him and they get an opportunity to do him, then that's when they will do him, especially people like myself, what was in the system for a very, very, very long time. And, me attacking someone didn't really give a flying fuck. Because as far as I was concerned, if I lost remission for attacking that person, I had years and years and years to get that remission back. So that's why long-termers don't really care about the consequences of their actions, because towards the end of their sentence, they start towing the line, pulling their weight, and they get let out. That's if you've got a straight sentence, not a life sentence. It's different altogether if you've got a life sentence. Let's go on to Bronson now. So, Bronson started doing all these silly moves, taking hostages and taking prison governors and taking education officers and taking other inmates hostage, yeah? That's why he got took to outside court, and that's why he got a life sentence. Now, that was over 20 years ago, but let's just get this straight, yeah? the prison system never, ever, ever forget. And that is why, yeah, he isn't out yet. You know, because if you look at that public parole hearing, which he last had, Bronson, it was like a circus. And as far as the parole board are concerned, he hasn't changed, you know, because if he had changed that much, then it wouldn't have been a circus. It'd be more serious. So, and all them crimes what he committed back in the day, he's now being held liable for. So because he's got the L plates, he's got a life sentence on him. You know, it's up to the parole board when they let him out, if they let him out. And you know, because he committed all them crimes years and years ago, as I keep saying, that's why they're holding it against him, and they can hold it against him until he passes away. To be totally honest with you, I can't see him getting out. You know, he's still an A cat. He's still on the book. So for him to get out, he's got to be dropped down to a B cat. You know, then he's got to get a C cat. Then he's got to go into open conditions, a D cat, resettlement. Is he going to make it? You know, at his age now, I doubt it very much indeed. So it is a crying shame. But you can't compare him with other people because he's got his own way of doing things. And, you know, he's done 50 years now behind the door, 50 years porridge. Would he even last out here? You know, the world has changed so much in that 50 years. You know, and the parole board are aware of all this. They really are aware of all this. But yeah, guys, I hope I've explained the difference between going to prison and going to hospitals. You know, as I said, some people get long sentences, do a few years and think they're going to go to a nutty hospital for an easy ride. But, you know, that isn't the way, because as soon as they go to the hospital, their prison sentence stops. People like that monster, what I'm talking about, for him, yeah, he will benefit from that because he knows he ain't never going to get out. So because he knows he ain't never going to get out, he can go to an hospital and get a lot easier ride. But let me tell you something now, even in them hospitals, like what I'm talking about, Broadmoor and Rampton, yeah, you've still got inmates in there with morals, with respect, and, you know, they'll go out of their way to attack him. So, you know, if he goes to an hospital, to be totally honest with you, us, the public, have got more chance of someone getting hold of him, because then out in the hospitals, they walk about, you know, there's doctors on the wall, but they walk about and they mix, they integrate with each other. In jail, he won't be mixing. He'd be on suicide watch. He'd be watched 24 hours a day. No other inmates will be able to get to him unless, what I said, they take him down the gym, they take him to the church, take him to education. There's numerous places it can happen, but it's very, very unlikely at this stage, yeah? Later on, when the security is a little bit more laxed, that might happen. But at the minute, all this propaganda across YouTube is bullshit that he's been attacked. It can't happen. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good day, yeah? And I'll be back at you soon. Peace.